Hello, guys, and welcome back to another thrilling episode of Robert and Steven talking about Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
We're here to unbox the Trouble in Tharbad Adventure Pack, which has some of our most excited about cards yet to date.
I'm going to go on record here just real quick that this is the best pack ever. It's a little disturbing how much I like this pack.
We can't say that every time.
We can't.
Continue to do it.
We can't. But this is seriously the best pack ever.
Isn't that ultimately, though, what an expanding game aims to do? Is everything that comes out is like, this was better than last time. Because if it's not better than last time, what's the...
Not when you talk to Damon. He doesn't say
What's
that.
the point?
Just kidding, Damon. LOL.
Does Damon not say that? He may say that.
He kind of
I don't know what
I just
Damon
wanted
says.
to troll Damon. Because why not? If you're going to troll somebody, Damon Stone.
Damon is absolutely the man to troll.
The man to troll.
Because
he's going to troll you back just better.
He trolls us more than we troll him,
yeah.
for sure. So let's kick it off, shall we?
Let's kick it.
Haldir of Lorien. This is a beautiful looking man.
Never heard of him. He's an elf. He's not a man. What are you talking about?
I'm sorry.
Hell, he's got the
man in the sense of gender.
Man.
I'm not used to having to
differentiate. Yeah, how does that work? Because you're an elf, but an elven male. You just have to stick to
male, I suppose,
male, female.
So the first thing that catches my eye, he's 9 threat for 2 willpower, 3 attack, 1 defense, and 3 health, which seems like a pretty decent bargain here.
It's a good bargain.
He's Sylvan, which is a great trait to have these days. Ranger, also a great trait to have. And Scout, also a great trait to have. And he's ranged.
What does that tell you?
Ranged lore.
What does that
But wait, there's more.
But wait!
We have a combat action. If you have not engaged an enemy this round, have you?
Not yet.
Exhaust Haldir of Lorien. No, I can't read it. If I do that, to declare him as an attacker and resolve his attack against an enemy not engaged with you, limit once per round.
That's right. This is so good.
I think having this in lore is just...
It's crazy.
It's just great.
I was never expecting anything like this for lore.
It's just great.
Fantastic.
Remember we were talking about in the 3 Trials unboxing that they're expanding the abilities of every sphere, and we do see some crossover. Right? You would expect this guy to be in tactics.
Yes.
But I do like it. I like that you can play your way in the sphere that you also find enjoyable. So I'm all for this guy. So that ability is great.
Yeah.
Range is great. Traits are great. Threat is low.
It's great. It's a great.
So what are we doing? Why are we not?
Well, you're running it, of course. Of course, there's also a lore ally of the same name, who's also very good, but in different ways.
Yeah.
But this guy is fantastic. That combat action is so versatile because not only does it work for things in the staging area, but it also works for things already engaged with other players. So if somebody is dealing with something that they just can't handle as well as you right now, just boink. I'll engage them for you, and you don't have to worry about it anymore.
Wow.
So it gives you a lot of really good flexibility, and his killing power is fantastic.
It is good. So you can start stacking this guy with the classic tactics.
Yeah, add the weapons. Yeah, add him up with all those elven supplements, and you're ready to go.
And I like, too, that like this guy isn't going to fit in every lore deck. He's not an auto lore guy, because some lore decks don't want this at all. Like, they have no need for this.
Yeah.
But some of them are going to get ambitious.
Yeah, some of them are just going to love that guy, and with good reason.
All right. Well, I'm sold. All right.
All right, so next up then, we have Herald of Anorian. He is a 2-cost leadership ally with 1 wind power, 0 attacky, 1 defending, 1 hit pointy. Gondor traded, and then he reads, you may give Herald of Anorian Doomed 2 when you play it from your hand. I love it. You love these things.
I loved it in the past. I love it again.
I still love it. Nothing's changed. If you do, give it Doom 2. He gains. Response. After you play Herald of Anorian, choose a player. I'm choosing you, just like you choose me. I'll choose me as you choose me. No, just kidding.
Interesting.
We'll choose you. We'll keep it even. That player may put into play 1 ally from his hand with printed cost 2 or lower. Just put it into play, dude.
That is so good.
Just go ahead. Put it right into play.
That is so good. Now
it's
leadership is becoming a thing. This is what leadership has always been wanting to do, and this is how it actually is to do it. It doesn't even matter he's only got 1 health.
It doesn't
even matter.
The economy more than makes it worth it. He's a chud if you need it. He has reasonable stats for what he's trying to do. I love this guy. He's great.
What does it say about the flavor of the game? and I say this in a slightly jestful way, that the point of the Herald is to play him, let your friend play something for free, and then immediately throw him in front of the baddest orc that you can find. So that you soak some blood.
Hey, man, thanks for that help. Showing up just in the nick of time, Mr. Herald, dude. Why don't you just go ahead and stand right here? There's this big troll coming at you. You're just going to bite the big one.
People like over here, and it's like...
Just spectating.
Get that Herald over.
Don't worry, after you die, we'll kill him. It's no biggie.
We just need it for a turn.
It's cool.
Just a turn.
Thanks for helping out.
But man, this guy's great.
Yeah.
He's great.
Gondor trait is a shining little addend.
Yeah, so he's even better than...
He can help all those sweet Gondor things going on.
It's a great card.
What you want.
Thanks, leadership. This is exactly what you want. For leadership, I'm happy to see this.
2 thumbs way up.
2 thumbs way up. Let me talk about Olorian. One cost.
I didn't know they were so Irish over there. Oh, Lorian.
Look at that art, though. It kind of, you can imagine it's
unbelievable. Yeah, there's a leprechaun hanging out somewhere back there.
1 cost. Olorian. Unique song attached to hero. Action exhaust. Olorian. To lower the cost of the next Sylvan ally played this phase by 1. So this is an economy song.
An economy song.
An economy song.
It's very specific type of song. It's an economy song.
It seems good. I mean, if you get it out early, it's good. But this is the worst kind of economy thing that you can have because it's unique. Therefore, you don't want 3. But it's non-unique. But you have 1, then you don't see it very often. You may see it mid to late game, or most of the time, and then it doesn't matter so much. So I don't think this makes it in the deck yet.
Well,
but you can search out songs.
Well, yeah, you can search out songs, and it's relatively inexpensive for what it does. But moreover, if you're going to build that Sylvan deck with all these boomerangy elves dancing all over the place,
that's
you
true.
want to make them as cheap as possible because some of them are right on the cusp of being worth it, but I'm paying a little bit more than I'd like for this ultimately, and this helps tremendously with that. So if you pack the other tools to get this into play early, or you mulligan to it, whatever, it can be quite the boon.
You know what else is actually hurting this card is it says to a minimum of 1.
Yes.
Which is kind of a bummer.
I
don't know if there's any 1-cost Sylvans, but
yeah,
I'm only assuming. I've never played the elves. I stay as far away from elves as I can.
Not yet. You're a dwarf man. Always have been.
I'm a dwarf man.
Remember that dwarf with that cart? Loved it.
Love dwarf cart.
But this is great. It's leadership sphere as well, which he'll play right with Celeborn, which is in that build already.
That's what you want.
It's nice. Next up is a card that I've been looking forward to since I saw his bro like 3 cycles ago. I can't remember how long ago it was, but it was forever. This is Gwei here. He's the Wind Lord. He is 5-cost Tactics ally.
Tell me more about Gwei here before we get into this guy. Is he the king of the eagles?
Yes.
He's wearing a crown.
Yes, he is the current king/lord of all the eagles of Middle-earth during the Third Age. So whenever there's an elf that's picking up Gandalf and pretty much playing Gandalf's taxi and any of the Lord of the Rings stuff, it's him by name. So he's picking him up from Isengard, from the top of the mountain after he fights the Balrog, this, that, and the other, and at Mount Doom and all that.
So can he like talk? Can he be like? Can he take on a human form?
He can't take on a human form or anything like that, but he is an intelligent critter and just hates orcs.
You'd have to be intelligent to like fashion a crown.
Yeah, I wonder if somebody else did that because his talons, I don't know if they could really like hold a hammer or do all that fancy gem work. It would be a challenge.
See it,
yeah. Well, I don't know. We could really pinch something right into place. Who knows? Anyway, so he's 5-cost with 2 hit pointy, 3 attacky, 1 defendy, and 4 hit pointy.
You said hit pointy twice.
Sorry.
2 willpower.
2 willpower.
He's got a lot of willpower.
He's got a lot.
For an eagle.
He's a big old eagle. Kitty cat. He's a creature and an eagle, and then he reads, Gwahir cannot have restricted attachments. And then response. After Gwahir enters play, search your discard pile for an eagle ally and put it into play under your control. At the end of the round, if that ally is still in play, add it to your hand. This is
cool.
Beautiful. Because this fits right in with all the eagle mechanics. They're trying to do stuff,
themselves,
leaving play by being discarded and all that good stuff. Yeah. So now you can get them back, not only for like a quick time boost, looking at you, Descendant of Thorondor, but then you have them enter your hand again so you can actually play them for real. This time.
And it's an interplay effect rather than a play from hand effect, which is actually pretty significant because 5 is hard.
5 is hard.
If you need to, maybe you sneak attack him out, get another eagle back in, and eagle in play, put him back in. So there's cool stuff to do here for sure.
Yeah.
Can you ever pay 5 for him? Is that a thing that you would do?
You can totally pay 5 for him. It's certainly not easy. It's the highest cost player card we've seen to date, along with others. But it can be done. If it's a priority for you, I'm sure you'll make it happen.
I will.
I will. But great card. That art is stellar. Just beautiful.
Yeah, it is beautiful. Isn't it?
That's a big ol' eagle.
Good job, Jake. Jake Murray.
They need to have like a cow next to him just for comparison.
Yeah, how big is he technically?
Oh, he's huge. He's huge. I don't know what his wingspan is off the top of my head or anything like that. But
size of 1,000 horses.
He's a big ol' kitty.
Let's talk about Pursuing the Enemy. It's a 0-cost event, and it's for the Tactics Sphere.
Nice.
Action: return a Sylvan ally you control to your hand.
We know this drill.
And choose a player. Deal 1 damage to each enemy engaged with that player.
Operative word here is each.
Mm-hmm.
Each. Unbelievable.
Each enemy engaged. 1 damage straight through shields.
Mm-hmm. Can't avoid it. I think this is fantastico.
Yeah.
I don't see any reason to not like this. It is just 1 damage. It's a good little ping, but on occasion that can be the difference between killing somebody this turn or not.
And we know that Sylvans are all about coming into play effects.
Exactly.
So we want to bounce them anyway.
Mm-hmm.
0 cost, we do it and get a benefit.
Yep.
Works.
It's
only going to get better.
Well. It's only going to get better, and this is great. Just great.
Whoa.
All right, man. So here's some trippy art, and it's on a Courage Awakened, which is a 1-cost spirit event reading action. Choose a hero. That hero gets +2 willpower until the end of the phase. Then, if your threat is 20 or less, and this is the first time you played a copy of Courage Awakened this round, return this card to your hand instead of discarding it.
More secrecy coolness, man.
Yeah. 1 cost for an extra 2. Pretty good. The only thing I would say and maybe question here about actually using this is whether or not you would rather play like Favor of the Lady or something that does cost 2 and adds 1 willpower in 2 turns. They will have cost the same, but this one does give you a lot more bang for the buck. But is that something you want to keep
back in a hand.
investing in?
Yeah, do you want to keep investing 1 every turn for 2? Mm-hmm. That's a perfectly balanced card.
Yeah.
Straight up.
It's great. But these secrecy players are going to love it, so more power to them. I like it.
Spirit Secrecy.
Yeah.
I like the sound of that. Well, let's talk about Free to Choose.
Mm-hmm.
A 0-cost event. After your threat is raised by an encounter card effect, reduce your threat by an equal amount.
This is great.
I'm surprised you like this so much, to be honest. I know you liked it the other day. Deck slot wise, right? So how often is the threat raised by an encounter card effect? Like, I've seen certainly some doomed effects, like 1 or 2, but I don't know. I've never seen it be like raise your threat by 10 in a way that I'd be like, luckily I had Free to Choose.
Yeah.
And I could reduce it. Because like Spirit has a lot of reduction of threat, right?
Mm-hmm.
So is this going to go in any of those slots, I wonder, is my question.
Yeah, I mean, this is not a card that I would run 3 copies of, and certainly in your average deck. But let's say if you're playing a secrecy deck where staying low is of critical importance, this might be a 1 or a 2 of, just because, as you're already kind of saying, there aren't always a lot of things that will raise your threat by a substantial amount, but generally speaking, if you do encounter them, it'd be really nice to negate that threat raise easily and at no cost without having to waste your like Galdrim's Greeting or that kind of stuff, like wading through all that threat. Because I've seen, and this is kind of imperfect storm scenarios, but sometimes your threat can go up by double digits at a time, and you don't want that. Anytime,
no, you
really.
don't want that.
But I really like it because it's very nicely balanced. It doesn't prevent your threat going up that much. So if your threat is super high, let's say if you're at the 40-something, bam, you get hit with something that's going to drop you, it will drop you because you go up and then you go back down.
Yeah.
So it doesn't like take away the threat factor that threat is, but allows you to overcome it if it's otherwise something that you can still survive.
It feels good in secrecy, obviously, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we want to stay below 20 at all costs.
Yeah.
And also, I wonder if you can chain out responses in a way that allows you to actually go below the threat that you gained.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
For example, my first response is lowering it to nullify,
right.
And then my next response to my threat being raised is lowering it by 1.
Yeah,
because
it's
of
true.
some other card effect. Like, I think that would work.
It would work, I think.
I'd need to look at the cards, but that might be a cool way to use it, too.
Because, this says after your threat is raised, so it happens, and then this negates it effectively. So I think that would still work.
So maybe you could chain them out. I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be really cool to see, honestly. I would enjoy it.
Also, what if you played 2 of these in a row?
Oh, dude. I don't know how that would actually work. There's a part of me that wants to say yes just because of slight ignorance and then the desire for it to work, but I don't know if it would actually, like,
there's a part of me that wants to go read the rule book.
Yeah.
Anytime I have these kinds of ideas, I'm like, we better go check it out. You always got to look at the rule book.
Yeah, just wait for that 10 threat increase bomb to go off. And it's like, I'm going down by
-20.
20, guys. See ya.
See you later.
Good news.
Tell me about this minstrel.
She's very sad.
She is
a little
sad.
mopey looking there.
Got an auto harp.
Yeah, but this is Galadrim Minstrel, a 2-cost lore ally with 1 willpower, 0 attack, 0 defense, 1 hit point. Sylvan Minstrel traded reading response after Galadrim Minstrel enters play. Search the top 5 cards of your deck for an event card and add it to your hand. Shuffle the other cards back into your deck.
All right, for 2.
This is dicey. Like, this is more expensive than I want, which is where it fits into that Olorian so nicely.
Yeah.
Because it's Sylvan. If I were to pay 1 for this, I'd be way happier about it.
Yeah, way happier.
But if you're playing a really well put together synergistic deck with some super clutch events, this can be worth its weight in gold on certain occasions.
Yeah.
Granted, I don't see myself running generally any more than 2 of these just because its stats leave it otherwise worthless after that fact. But again, there's so many bouncy things. So if you're paying 1 for this card with Olorian, you bounce it back to your hand with those same 0-cost Sylvan events, then you play it back out again, search for more events. The synergy is just
you can get it. Yeah, you can
pretty
get it working.
good. Plus, if you're playing with Celeborn, she can at least quest for 2 that first turn, and so on and so forth. And then if you're playing with Galadriel that releases later, she quests for 2, doesn't exhaust to do that. She can do other things, that kind of stuff.
So it's a piece of the synergistic puzzle that Sylvans are, but as standalone, she's not not selling it so much.
As is, it's a C. Within the right deck, this could be easily a B, if not an A.
Yeah, I could see that. All right, I agree. I'm convinced.
I agree. Great.
Let's talk about Limbus.
Limbus bread.
It is a 1-cost item, and man, it looks great.
I want to eat that. It looks like bread on the outside, but a marshmallow on the inside.
It's like a dreamsicle
almost.
Yeah. Which betrays its flavor, I'm sure.
I don't think you could wrap that in a leaf and have it stay good.
No. I wouldn't be willing to try it. Play only if you control a Noldor or Sylvan hero. Shouldn't be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Attached to a hero, that being any hero.
Mm-hmm.
Discard it to ready attached hero and heal it for 3.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I love this so much. It does exactly what you want. It makes you feel better, and it literally makes you better.
You're ready.
Yeah,
ready to go.
It does everything you want. And out of lore doing this is fantastic, not only for the healing, which they're already great at, but being able to have them ready some of their characters, which some of them have outrageous abilities like Barivord lets you draw 2 cards, or Elrond, who with his ring can put expensive characters into play for free, yada yada. Or any other hero that isn't out of lore for that matter, because as you said, it's any hero. So that's great. It gives you a lot of mileage for not a lot of money.
Well, you know what? I'm convinced that Limbus bread is definitely worth a slot.
It's worth a slot. I would run 3 of these pretty readily and easily. I don't have any hesitation there.
So, that's the end of the player cards, right?
No.
Or is it?
It's not the end. There's always something more with Lord of the Rings. And this is it. It's the Defender of Neath.
That is one of the coolest weapons that I have ever seen.
It does look pretty great. Is it a spear? Is it something? What do you call it? Is it a long-handled sword? Polearm?
Some kind.
All right. It is a 3-cost neutral, critically, ally with 0 willpower, 1 attack, 2 defense, and 2 hit points. He is, of course, as you might expect, Sylvan traded, which is awesome. And then Warrior as well, with Sentinel. Okay, wait for it. Response now. After a Sylvan ally you control leaves play, ready Defender of Neath. That's great.
Yeah, it seems great.
I don't know what else you want here. I mean, this is fantastic. So here you have a defending ally with Sentinel who can ready any number of times as long as you can start or keep bouncing your Sylvan elves in and out of play. I think this is wonderful. The fact that it's neutral
Just a
makes
great
it
little-
all the better.
Great little gap filler, really.
He's neutral. So
Put him in your Sylvan deck.
any Sylvan deck
him.
can run this, regardless of spheres.
Well,
It's wonderful.
Wellikers.
What do you guys think of that? What do you think?
What do you think?
I think this is. I think we said this earlier. I'm sure we did. This is an awesome pack, perhaps the best ever.
I mean,
It has Limbus in it. I've been waiting for some Limbus in a while. 'cause-
Haldir's a great hero. Let's not overlook that. The
Yeah.
Herald is good. You got your sweet hero Eagle. You've got some cool spirit secrecy stuff if you're into that. You've got some Sylvan support.
Mhm.
You got a lot of Sylvan support.
You got Gwei here.
I think this pack has Eagles and Sylvans aplenty, which is why
Elves
you
and
love
Eagles
it so much.
Yeah, it's everything you want out of Lord of the Rings.
But, I mean,
that one Gondor guy.
I think most people do love Elves and Eagles.
they're exciting.
It's hard to not love. I
They're
mean, like,
exciting.
these things are great. These
Yeah.
things are cool. Like
When you think
Eagles,
Lord of the Rings,
he's not gonna like Eagles.
They're oversized birds, and they're on the good guys team.
Yeah,
It's wonderful.
Just
So
big Eagles.
yeah, they're big Eagles. So I think this is a great pack. We have super interesting cards all around, from the heroes to the events to the allies, the attachments.
Well, there you have it, guys. Trouble in Tharbad.
It's hard picking a favorite.
There's no trouble though, only greatness.
It's only greatness. It's true.
Except for when you get into the quest, which is you've looked at this quest, right?
I've looked at it.
It seems what you're telling me about it makes it sound super interesting.
It sounds very interesting. Like, the designers are nothing if not clever when it comes to making these quests. So I think everybody's really going to enjoy it.
Yeah,
Especially with these cards. What?
If you guys want to pick this up, then we do have it on our store, so feel free to do that. And if you'd like to get them delivered to your door whenever they release, so you don't have to deal with anything, you don't have to deal with us ever again, just click a button and they'll show up from now on.
I hate dealing with those people.
Our subscriptions are around too, so check those out if you're interested in that.
Check it.
Thanks for watching, guys, and we do like you.